was over, they thought I was finished, dog. Whole city jump behind me, now I get more racks than a tennis ball. And you know ain't no looking back. The streets brought the hustle out of me. I was sick of eating pot of meat. Ramen noodles all through the week. The struggle was ugly, made something out.
What it do, man? 787 Chevy boy. We out here, man. Taking a little ride, man. Talk to a good old friend of mine, man, that I never even met in person before. Can you believe that? Yeah, man. Talked to him, been conversating, man, for the last couple of months about finally meeting in person. And yeah, that's what we about to do, man. We about to finally meet in person and show y'all what he got going on, man. I know y'all always hear me talk about the person who built my transmission in Cayenne, that 4L60. I also got the transmission built by him before I got rid of, my Tahoe, Old Faithful. One of the best transmission builders in the Mid-South when it comes to a 4L60, and now he's offering for 700Rs and 4L80s as well, man. I'm talking about cold-blooded with it, cold-blooded. Y'all excuse my phone, man. But yeah, about to meet Rocco, man. Yeah, man, finally about to meet him, see what the shop look like, man, and just talk to him for a while, man. He offered me the invitation to come over and holler at him, man. So that's what we finna do. We'll be there in a minute. Keep it locked, man. 78 Chevy boy. Pulling up on Rocco. What it do, man? 78 Chevy boy. We in here today, man. Sitting in the car. Sitting there thinking about to pull up on one of the he's a friend of the channel, but he ain't never been on the channel, if you dig what I'm saying. This guy right here, man, I've done business with him twice. Son him a whole lot of business, man. We talked on the phone. I think we talked on the phone once. We mostly text, man. Never met him before in person, never. But he's the one who y'all hear me talk about build transmissions. He built the transmission in Cayenne, the 4L60. He's offering 4L80 rebuilds now, 700R rebuilds now. He's offering that, all right? So, matter of fact, let me make sure. We finna tell you exactly. Yeah, 700R4s, 4L60Es, 4L80Es, and he's a hell of a builder, man. You'll hear some people talk down on a 4L60, and I gotta say this, and I know this from experience. It all depends on the setup you got it on, and it all depends on the builder who built it. Those two things right there, man. I've had my transmission from Rocco. My truck been swapped since 19. When I first got it swapped, I told Marlon I'm gonna keep the stock transmission, man. I blew that stock transmission, man, in like the first 2 months. So I went right on and got a transmission from Rocco since 19, bro. It's 2025, and y'all know how I drive Cayenne. I don't dog it out, but I cut up and I play when I want to. You know what I'm saying? Leaving the light, donuts and all that. It's perfect for my setup. And once you hit him up, he's gonna ask you, what do you plan on doing? What are your goals? You know what I'm saying? He gonna let you know what's good for your setup, man. He's a hell of a builder, and I stand on it. He built the transmission for Old Faithful when I had the transmission rebuilt before I sold it. And I talked to the guy who bought the Old Faithful from me last year. We went to the blues show out there with my boy Fritz and them in Mason, Tennessee. They had a blues show. We went out there and I was walking around passing out flyers, man, and messing around and saw him. I was like, man, you still got that truck? He like, yeah, I'm in it now, over there. You know what I'm saying? It's over there in the parking lot. I didn't get a chance to see it because the parking lot was like way over. But he was still driving it. Say, I asked him, I said, man, you been holding up? You ain't no problem. Like, no, man, ain't no problem with it. So that says a lot right there, man. So this is my first time meeting him. I'm about to pull up on him. He invited me to the shop, man, to come over, look around, you know, talk, ask questions, whatever, you know, we want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, and break the ice. You know what I'm saying? You know, finally seeing each other in person, man. And like I said, I send people I send them business. I tell people, man, make sure you tell them I sent you. You know, Perch, the homie Perch, and so many other names, man. I think Perch had a 4L80 built from him. And looking forward to this, man. We're gonna pull up on Rocco, man, see what's going on. Chop it up with him and get on back to the house, man, so we can go live. We can go live tonight, man. I got a good topic tonight. So by the time this video come out, y'all already will be talked about it because that's tonight. But the topic gonna be on the live tonight, man. Why won't you just do number 4? And number 5. Live within your means and mind your business, man. Yeah, man. I had a couple people comment on my comments. You know, the first guy comment on one of the videos saying, man, I ain't trying to sound like no hater. Matter of fact, I'm finna tell you what he said. Y'all hold on 1 second. Yeah, man, hold on 1 second. Now the second guy, he said, man, I would get tired of moving all them damn cars. I said, yeah, you probably would. You probably would get tired of moving all of them. But I'm not. We're not. Hey, man, number 4, live within your means. Number 5, man, mind your business, man. Mind your business. That's all you got to do. I'm trying to pull up. Like I got bad reception down here, man, where I'm at. Dang. Come on, man. Man, I ain't pulling up. But it basically said, you like, man, I ain't trying to sound like I'm hating, but don't you think you need to get a bigger house? Don't you think you need to get a bigger house? Hold on. It just pulled up. Let's see. I thought it was gonna pull up.
Do you own a classic car?
Let me see. I wanna read it word for word, man. I wanna read it word for word. It probably wasn't even on this video. No, it went on this one. Let me see. Let me check this one right here. I want y'all to hear this word for word, man. Where it at, man? Come on, man. Damn, it ain't on that one either. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me, man. We finna get it. We finna get it, man. This one got a lot of comments. Let's see. Bum. Here we go. He said, hold on. Did he respond? Oh, okay, somebody else responded. He said, hey, bro, not that I'm hating. I'm just asking a question. Don't you need a bigger home for all those cars? If nothing else, your wife should be able to park her car in the garage also. Somebody commented under there and said, no, I'm gonna say what I said. I said, no, I don't. No, I do not. My wife is perfectly fine with how we manage our home and family. Somebody else said, man, I don't know why people don't mind their own business on certain stuff. Like, we're gonna talk about it on live tonight, man. Like, why should I go get a bigger home when what I got is working for me. And it's not bothering me. Evidently it's bothering other people. But it's not bothering me. It's not bothering my wife. My wife don't mind about her car not being in the garage. Man, that's petty stuff, man. That's petty stuff. I'm gonna talk about it tonight on live, and I'm gonna bring Boss Lady in, from where she be sitting at, and let her chime in on it, man. Man, I've been with my wife 25 years. Been married 19 years, man. Hey, man. I'm telling you, and it's lovely. It's lovely, man. So little stuff like that, man, that don't get to us, man. That don't get to us. And no, I do not need a bigger home. And no, we do not get tired of moving our cars, man. We don't. Man, y'all stay tuned, man. Keep it locked. We'll be right back over here with Rocco, man. All right. Yeah, man. 78 Chevy boy. We down here, man. As you can see, let the camera pan around a little bit. This where it go down there, man. This where it go down. I'm down here at Rocco's Transmissions, man. Finally got a chance to meet him in person. Been knew him, like I said, we've been conversating through text for a while, man. And finally down here, man, I learned so much stuff. I've been here like 10 minutes. I learned so much stuff just by being in here with him, and he telling me stuff about, transmission work. But I told him, I was like, man, we just gonna wait and put it on camera so I can fully, so you won't have to repeat it again, man. But man, I've learned so much just that fast, man. And it's very interesting, man. So we got Rocco right here. We gonna ask Rocco a few questions, just general questions starting off. And if y'all got any questions, man, for me that he don't cover, we're gonna try to cover a lot, man. This video dedicated straight to Rocco, man. So we're gonna try to cover a lot. Most of his frequently asked questions that he knows people ask and gonna ask. We're gonna try to cover those. We're gonna start, hear about the history of him getting into the transmissions and stuff. So man, we can get started. We'll be right back. Yeah, man, I got Rocco over here. We're gonna try to keep because I got the camera following me right now. You got it following me, but I'm gonna try to stick close to him so he'll be in the view. But yeah, this Rocco, like I always say on my video, man, one of the best transmission builders in the Mid-South. And that's just what I say, and I stand on it, man. And we gonna get into some of the reasons why. But how long you been into the transmission game, Rocco?
About 15, 17 years. Shit.
Okay. Been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
And now, like, I've known you for 4L60s, but now you also offer $700 and 4L80s.
Yes, and I'm about to get into the 6L80s and 6L90s.
Okay, man, that's a good thing. He's about to get into the 6L80s and the 6L90s. Matter of fact, we're gonna keep it on you, Rocco. we're gonna keep it on you. Yeah, man. 6L80s and 6L90s. That's a good thing, guys. But I definitely keep y'all updated on that. Been in it 15, 17 years. Was that the only transmission you focused on and like doing?
It all came down to my stepson. We bought him a truck. It was a 95.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, I'm just gonna go get one from the salvage yard. Did some research. 95 is a 1 year only. I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. That was when they started the PWM, pulse width modulated pump on it. And we couldn't find one. And I'm like, screw it, I can build engines, I can build all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna do this. So I researched it, and then I built it. And that boy tried to destroy that transmission. He couldn't do it. He tried.
For real?
Yeah, he tried, I mean really. And so after that, I built one for my vet, built one for other people, and then it just started taking off.
Snowball effect. That's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. So you always been in the Mid-South area?
I've been here since 94. 94 was my first year, snowstorm. 94, I remember that shit.
Oh, for real? I didn't come until 2000, but I heard about that snowstorm.
Yeah, it was, woo. Hey,
I heard about it.
I was like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah. That's what's up, man. So you offer 700 4L60, 4L80s. I'm gonna let you tell them about the stages because you told me about it, but I'll let you tell them.
So I don't have a thing such as I say stock, but it's never stock. Mine are always better than stock. I put an extra clutch in the 3-4 pack. Mm-hmm. It's just I do other things because the only way I want you to come back is if you want another transmission. I don't want you to ever come back for an issue with the transmission.
Right.
So you got the stock ones, and then you got a stage 2, which is going to have a shift kit and a Corvette servo and a few of the things that I really can't tell you about.
Right.
And then you have rib builds. There's quite a bit of difference on them. The parts on them. You've got billet pump rotor on them. You've got the shift kit, and there's a lot of stuff inside that I take into consideration as far as when I change it and what I do. Really helps me whenever somebody tells me what they're going to do with them. And a lot of guys, they seem to want to actually not tell me. And I was like, man, if you're going to tell me you're going to hit nitrous on it, let me know, and then I can build it to that.
Right.
And I mean, like with the stock ones, if you're pulling a trailer, let me know that you're pulling a trailer. I can do certain things, but some of them they're scared to tell me. I was like, no, hell no, I want you to try to break my damn transmission.
But you know what it is a lot, I think it is? They trying to be cheap. They don't want to tell you trying to be cheaper, but they're gonna actually use it for what they intended to. They ain't gonna have a problem. But they could have told you up front.
Yeah, and it's gonna cost more because I've done at least 700 of these transmissions. And when I take it apart, I know exactly what's wrong with it, what you did wrong, or what I did wrong, which is extremely rare. But I will know, and I will say, hey, you did this wrong. So it may cost you more. So if you just tell me up front, I'm gonna make it to your specs, and that's it. And it will work to that. Right. Actually, probably even more than that.
See that, man? See, like he said, one of Rocco's stock transmissions is not stock. That's what he said. And his stock transmission it'll be black. If you got the red one, you got one of the big boys. You got one of the big boys at some level. You see what I'm saying? So when I tell y'all, and I was talking about that in the car because I stopped up the road and I was just sitting there talking, and I was like, man, you got a lot of people that talk down and talk bad about a 4L60. I said it all depends on the setup you putting it on and the person that built it.
Exactly.
Them two things right there. So I got my transmission from Rocco in 2019, and I'm still beating on it to this day, and haven't anything changed. And that's why I stand on it, man. If y'all need one, any transmission, because I got the 4L60, but he offers more. Make sure y'all holler at him or hit me up, and I can get you in contact with him, and make sure y'all get y'all one of these good transmissions, man.
Another thing that I've heard from a lot of builders and actually shops, they'll have guys that will get a 408, and the shops will tell them don't do the 408 unless you have a power adder. If you have a supercharger or a turbocharger, 408 is great. If you don't have a power adder, do not get a 480. It's going to feel like a dog. It's just going to be all slow. The gears ratio is different. They're 100 pounds heavier. So you put that 460 in it, my 6,500 pound H2, man, yeah, you can feel it. It's got the 460 in it, and it feels great. Now, if I went with supercharger, turbocharger, yeah, I'd do an 80 on it.
Man, I've been saying this for the long, because over the years, people have asked me, why you didn't go with a 4L80? Because I don't need a 4L80. If you got a 4L80, you need to have the power to push it. It's no, like he just said, the gear difference, gear ratio difference, and the weight of it, man. You can put the same transmission in Cayenne. I mean, you can take a 4L80 and put it in Cayenne on that same motor. It's gonna be more of a slug than it is now. It's just no way around it, man. And I'm glad he said it, and I hope some of y'all take into consideration. And you hearing this from somebody that's been building transmission for a long time. I had a friend of mine. A friend of mine called you. He's putting together his second car. It's a 6.2, and he got a 4L80 that he wants to build.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And you told him about the 60. He called me. I was like, bro. He actually telling the truth, because what you put in that car it's not enough to tear up one of his transmissions. That's what I basically broke it down to him. He like, for real? I was like, all right now. You can take, you know what I'm saying, other people's word for it and go with what you want to do. He'll build what you want now. But to get better performance and durability, you know what I'm saying, just try to go with what he said.
These will take anything without a power adder. They will take anything naturally aspirated.
Y'all heard that. And he stand on it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Get with us, man. Get with us. Hey, let me show y'all something too, man. Rocco came up with him a logo. He got him a nice logo. We'll show the back of your shirt, Rocco. Rocco's transmission, man, for when the shift hits the fan. When the shift hit the fan, man, they turn around. He got the same logo right here on the chest, and he got 78 Chevy Boy his own shirt, man. Y'all will be seeing me rock this, man. I'll probably wear it to the cars and coffees and probably car show, man, because I'm actually gonna order. He gave me this one, but I'm probably gonna order me a couple more. I'm gonna order a couple more, man. But check the front out. You see, his just got one logo on it. Hey, man, mine got 2 logos. Make sure y'all check that out. He put the 78 Chevy Boy on there for me, man. Yeah, man, that's what it's about. That's what it's about, man. So I gotta say, I don't know what I want to call it, man. I don't know if I want to call it I'm just a guy showing love, but I don't know if I want to call it a partnership or what. You know how? Cause I'm gonna tell y'all to get with them. You know what I'm saying? Holler at me if you want a transmission, or I hook you directly with Rocco. So it don't matter to me. Just make sure you tell Rocco I sent you, man.
It's all about like the car guys. You know how we are. If you see a car guy on the side of the road, you know another car guy is going to stop and help. It's like a brotherhood almost.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty cool. And that's what it is. That's why I do it, because I know what you're doing. It's just cool.
Yeah, it's just that's my connect and never compete, man. Like I said, I've been texting with him, and man, I know for a couple years now. First time ever meeting him, and as soon as I walked up, it's like we already knew each other. We just hadn't met in person, you know. So we're gonna learn a little bit about these transmissions, man. And like I said, if y'all got any questions that we don't cover, make sure y'all drop down in the comments, and I'll try my best to get that question answered for you. All right, y'all. We finna he gonna run through. We got transmissions lined up on the floor right here. He gonna go through some of the frequently asked questions and give y'all some information that is a good need to know. You know, when looking at a transmission or trying to get a transmission for your build, what year you got and all that. So we ready when you ready, Rocco.
So I'm gonna try not to get into these too much because this is when they started doing them. This is actually a 95. But where you're gonna find the 95 is there's a year. There's a number right there, and you see a 5 on it. That tells me it's a 95. Mm-hmm. So that's just something you know. Okay, for this right here, this is a K. Mm-hmm. If you notice, this is a 2-wheel drive. This thing did not become it wasn't a 4-wheel drive when it first started. It wasn't a 2-wheel drive. I'm sorry.
Right.
It was a 4-wheel drive, and that became a 2-wheel drive. Mm-hmm. The reason that the K is on there, you have a K1500 or a C1500. The K1500 was a 4-wheel drive truck. They had to be much thicker right here. Mm-hmm. These are much thicker, and a lot of the stuff is actually thicker because there was a transfer case back here that had to be held up by that transmission. So they're just a lot beefier.
Okay.
So 95, 1 year only. If you have a 95 vehicle, you have to have a 95 transmission. Now there are ways to actually go around that, and I'm not going to get into that. There's a lot of stuff you got to do, understand, figure out. But I'm just telling you the easiest way. 95, stick with a 95.
Okay.
You've got 93s, 94s. There's a little bit of difference in them too, but most of the time they're going to interchange. Most of the time.
Okay.
96s, 97s, they should interchange. There's a caveat on that too.
Okay.
Then I don't have one that is. This is whenever you see this is an LS motor. That top bolt hole. These are 3/4 of an inch. Actually bigger. The bell housing is because it actually has to. It's for this converter.
Okay.
So the non-LS ones are actually smaller, about 3/4 of an inch.
All right.
And they won't have that hole on them.
Gotcha.
So they were in like 96 to about 99. I've seen some 2000s. Then you have one of the biggest things that I tell people all the time, they call and say, hey, I am looking for transmission, will this one work? And I always tell them, what year do you have? They'll say, I got a 04. The biggest thing, what you're looking for is that color, this outside color, that's actually a green. You can see it on that one actually better.
Okay, yeah.
As long as they have that green color, they will interchange. And then, if you have one that has a green, and then you find this is a tan, that tan will actually fit into a green, but a green one will never fit into a tan one. If your vehicle came with that tan plug, it's not going to work.
Okay.
Because that's 15 plugs. Green one is 13 plugs, or 13 wire. Right. And then there's an extra sensor in these. So if you have a tan plug, you should be able to put a tan plug in it. If you have a green plug, you can pretty much put anything you want to in it. As long as it's LS transmission.
Right.
Then you have 09. That's a different thing altogether. 09s, if you notice, this is like what we call a neutral safety switch, but it's really not. It tells you what gear you're in pretty much on the outside.
Okay.
Well, this one actually is on the inside. That's where that one is.
And it's a 4L62?
Yeah.
Okay.
But 09. The bad thing about 09, see this? Actually, they're the reverse drum. I don't know where the hell they got this metal from, but it flares out and cuts the case almost in half.
Oh, so that's not natural.
No.
That's not a natural ring in there.
No. Once it actually flares out
Yeah.
and cuts that, it destroys the transmission because all that aluminum metal gets into everything.
So, is it a way to stop that, or?
If you got an 09, just get rid of it and find something else.
Oh, okay. Okay, just get a different.
They are, this is their drums. This is the reverse drum. Oh, so weird. So these are reverse drums, and this is what actually flares out on them on an 09. So if one comes in at 09 and it's not as bad as that, I will actually put a different year in it.
Right.
And it's hardened. It's much hardened. It just won't flare out like that.
Okay.
But the 09 ones, they always flare out. And I don't know where the hell they got it from, what they did.
So I got a question. Since that's a 09, you can put a 08 in there or 07?
So you have, these are what we call worm tracks.
Oh, okay.
So it's just a, I don't know, stupid term that we use. But as I would say in 08, yes. And then you can just swap some of the stuff over.
Okay.
Because even like this little pin here, it's actually smaller than like an 03 or 04.
Okay.
It's different, but it has to have that in order for that piece to sit on. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into them. Even like this is actually curved, and then the older ones aren't because so on the newer ones, they started putting these in. I don't know why. These things are like $30 a piece.
Yeah.
Where the older ones had an old ring that was like 20 cents.
Dang.
So, and they fit perfectly in here. And if you don't get it right, it's going to leak.
Gotcha.
But the older ones, they had just a little band that went around them, and they never leaked.
Yeah.
So it was just something GM said, hey, we can make some money this way.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to clean it up because I touched it. I'm a little funny about that. It touched dirty shit, I got to clean it.
Got to clean it back up. Yeah.
But that's really one of the biggest things, are the plugs. That's really what it is.
Okay. So I hope y'all got there, man. Hope y'all got there as far as the years and all that. So what year did they switch? Cause like we got a 2011 Yukon. It got a 6-speed though.
Yeah. So they actually went. This is another weird one. GM does some weird shit. And 2012 was the very last year of the 4060E. Or okay, if people say 4070, 4075.
What about a 4L65? So I'd heard of that.
So the difference is, what happens is, why they change the designation of the numbers is every time they change a little bitty thing, it's got a different number on it. When it went from a green plug to a tan plug, they upped it another 5. When it went from this to a single plug, they upped it another 5. So it just helps them designate what's what.
What is what? Okay.
It doesn't say a 4065 doesn't have a 5-pinion planet like a lot of people think. It's just a designation to help understand that there was a change. And that's what you had.
So they basically all platform. They 4L60s.
Yes.
But just something small different in each one. But they basically the same.
And don't get confused. Like we were talking about probably off camera is the 700R4s. They were 700R4s up until around 87. I say around 87 because there was some changes before that. But 87 is the year.
Okay.
They became 4L60s. Not 4L60Es, but they became 4L60s because they made a change in that 700R4 platform, which was a, hell, can't remember now what it is called. But it was made just for the TBIs, the throttle body injection.
Right.
It's an auxiliary valve body. That's what it is. When they put that auxiliary valve body in there, they made it for the TBIs because the TBIs always would rev high as soon as you started. So they made this auxiliary valve body. So when you put it in gear and it was revving high, it wouldn't just slam the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So the auxiliary valve body stopped that. And they said, okay, they're 4L60s now. And that's where it went. So 4L64 is how many gears? L is longitudinal. And then 60 is something to do with the amount of torque they can handle. I can't remember what the hell it was. But
Okay.
too much information I have.
Right. So y'all, with all the information y'all got, and I'm gonna go back to what he said, man. One of his 4L60s can handle anything you put in front of it, as long as it's naturally aspirated.
And that's so people come over and I start to explain things and they say, "Stop, please. I just want to know, will it do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, it'll do that."
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I just have so much information.
I love soaking it up, man. And this won't be the last time, man. It's just the first time. I'm gonna be stopping through. You know, he's a busy man, and I am too. It took us a while to line this up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but whenever I can, man, in the area or ain't doing that, man, I might pop up on Rocco, man, just see what he doing.
I'm gonna put you to work if you do pop up.
Hey, I'm willing. Hey, start me off with something light, man. I'm really for real. I set that camera up, man, put it on time lapse.
This is my teardown table, which I always have it separate from my build table because I don't want dirt. It's just a dirt thing. I don't know what it is. But yeah, teardown tables, and then I got a guy that he can't build, but he can tear down.
Yeah.
So he's always over here. Oh, that's
Gabe. I saw that sign. Yeah, I saw that sign.
And that was actually a fun thing. I was poking, with him about. I can't remember with a stupid ass movie. I can't remember what it's called now.
Yeah. It said Gabe's area for people that can't build or read good. So he had him tearing down over there, man. I'm pretty sure I can tear down now. I can tell, but you probably can damage something tearing down, okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard to do, and people always freak out when I can tear one down in 15 minutes. I can completely tear it down in 15 minutes.
For real?
Yeah, it's not that hard. It's when it goes back together, I'm extremely meticulous about looking at everything and making sure everything is perfect. So that's my biggest thing. And Buddy Gabe used to work for a transmission place, and all he did was R&R, which is remove and replace.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Man, you know that you don't do the things that other transmission shops do." And I said, "It's probably because I never worked in a transmission shop, but I gotta sand certain things. Everything has to be perfect for me, and I've got to make sure that it is." And I don't know, I'm a little, I hate to say that word anal about it, but I am. Yeah. It's just everything has to be just right.
Yeah. So I heard you say about the teardown. So on a good day, you got everything, all your parts laying there. How long would it take you to put one together? I'm talking about just not rushing, but just smooth. How long would it take you to build a transmission?
I'm probably slower than what most people would think, but pretty much a day because I'm going through it and I'm looking at every bit of it.
Yeah.
There's shops that can build 2 or 3 a day, but I got to go through it. I have to look at it. If I don't like it, something about it, a drum doesn't look right, I will go in and I'll do something about it. It's just, I don't know, I just got to fix it.
And it ain't nothing wrong with that. Long as because you stand behind your product, you don't want no returns. It's just, I don't see anything wrong with it. you know what I'm saying? Like you say, you real meticulous or anal is, hey, those good things to me. When it's coming from a guy that's buying something from you, I want you to be like that.
Well, every time that I do something, I always remember what my father said. Is no matter how much money you can make, you will never be able to buy your name. And that's a big thing for me. My name is just everything. When I first started, I lost a shitload of money because I wanted to make sure it was right. Because I didn't want my name bad.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. Boy, I wish I had. I wish we had more of you, more like-minded people of you in this car world, man. Because boy, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Hold on, y'all. We'll be right back. So yeah, man. He said these are a couple of transmissions he's working on now. So this is all stuff that's going in the new transmission, or this the breakdown?
No, this is a 4080 for a guy.
Okay.
And usually I'll put them over on this side, but of course I'm trying to show, so I put everything here. But yeah, 4080 is going to go in something, and these always get shift kits, always. They have issues with overpressurizing. They have certain other issues, and I just always put a shift kit in these things just to make sure that there's not an issue.
Okay.
And then you got your 4060, which is a red build. Oh, if you want a red build, and if you can get a core, always try to find one that is 05 or newer.
Oh, okay.
The reason is they pretty much they made everything hardened, like the input shaft. It was just easier for them to make every bit of it hardened. Okay. I'm gonna take some of this stuff off. Oh, so there's a gear for the stator speed sensor. It's actually a what the hell is that called? A reductor? No, I can't remember what it's called. But that's what that stator speed sensor picks up. Is this right here, like a reductor wheel? Okay.
And you said if you're bringing a core, and just make sure it's a 05 and up.
Yeah, well, and a lot of people, they have one already, and I can build them. I've had 02s that actually will hold up to some power. Yeah. Now, shit, I can't remember his name now, but he had an 02 that I built for him years ago that he beat the hell out of. And then, just to see, I told him, I said, man, go ahead and put them twin turbos on it and run it. Yeah. Let's see what happens. 20 pounds. He put 20 pounds on that damn thing.
I know you're talking about all the branch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was up there today, his rear end broke. He was thinking it was the transmission. Yeah, he thought it was. I was up there that day. Yeah. He launched that thing, man, and it, started making noise. He thought it was a trans, but a couple days later, I heard it was. I mean, yeah, he thought it was a trans, but it was a ram.
Yeah, and I tore it apart, and I sent him pictures. I'm like, holy shit, it's not that bad. I mean, really, it wasn't that bad. I even built it again for him, and rebuilt it, and he sold it to someone else. So it was actually a really good. I was impressed with that.
Right, twin turbos. I know, man. And that was an 02.
Yeah,
that was an 02.
So I just like these because I know they're hardened, or most of them are hardened.
Okay. So what we got on the end down there?
So this is actually just another 406. Pretty much this is just extra parts that overflow.
Oh, okay.
So this is a 408 fan, 406, and this is actually one that broke.
Yeah, I see.
So I'm going to cut it out, and I can re-weld it.
So you can repair that?
Yeah, I can actually. I'll get one from a non-LS, which I have a stockpile of, and I will cut it and I'll weld it all up.
Oh man, that's what's up, man. Y'all see what's going on down here, Rocco's Transmission, man. The first video, I think the only one that's put out on YouTube.
No, there's another guy that came over.
Oh, okay. But first 78 Chevy Boy video.
Yeah.
It's the first 78 Chevy Boy video, man.
A much more in-depth one.
Right. I got you, man. So, hey, man, we don't know, man. Y'all might see me. I might just make it a thing. Me and Rocco link up one of these weekends, man. I come down here and tear one down, man.
Hell yeah.
Hey, we gonna do that. We putting that on the list, baby. We gonna do it. So, I don't know. Anything else we need to cover, Rocco?
There's so much in that.
far as like frequently asked questions.
There's a big one, and I've gotten this one in the last week. I've probably been asked 5 times. Mm-hmm. The transmission does not determine the stall. When you buy a cam, that's what determines the stall. Every time you go to a website and there's a cam, it tells you underneath it what stall it recommends. Mm-hmm. That's what actually you go by. So pretty much that's what you got to do. Go into that.
See, because I just put the 8-speed, the 6.2 LT and 8-speed in the Chevy, right? So I when I ordered my cam from GPI, I ordered it knowing I wanted to keep a stock stall at first.
Yeah.
So I got the SS1 package. Put that in. Now I want a stall. So I hit them up first and I called my tuner. Didn't tell the tuner what they said, but both of them said a 3,000. Put you about a 3,000 in there, should be good. A lot of people tell me, man, put your 36 in there. Put your 34, 36. I said, no, I don't want to go too big because that's what they told me. You go off the cam.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go too big. It might work, but I want to be for sure. And both of them said the same thing, and that's all I'm going to put in there, man.
Yeah, it was the other thing was I've got guys that they see it's cheaper in order to get a non-lockup torque converter. Mm-hmm. That's actually a really bad thing. If you're going to be on the street, you need a lockup torque converter. The torque converter actually in itself.
And a stock converter is not lockup.
No, all of them are pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, the stock is lockup.
Okay.
And this is actually just pieces of one. But inside here, I don't have it, but inside of one of these converters, there's a giant clutch that goes around. Mm-hmm. And when the computer commands lockup, it actually will make that clutch apply, and it is 1-to-1. That's what it is. It is not going through it's not using the fluid anymore to turn it by these vanes. It is
just locking it up.
It is straight from the engine to the transmission. And with a lockup, when it goes into lockup, the heat reduction is enormous. So that heat created when it's not locked up, it's a lot of heat. So you've got to have a lockup. If you're just daily cruising, whatever, always get a transmission or always get a torque converter that does have a lockup in it.
Because it helps with the cooling.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
And you can't get a transmission too cool. I mean, hell, get one the size of a radiator. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Just to a point. Because there is a sensor inside of them that won't go into lockup gear unless it gets to like 170 degrees.
Okay.
But you can always bypass it by computer.
Now, since we on the temperature, man, what's the normal to how you shouldn't go far as trans temp?
I like 170 is like the max. That's what I like. And I got the 6L90. I put a big ass cooler on it and towing a 10,000 pound skid steer, and it wasn't going above 170. And that's actually really good. That was in August. So I don't like to go never like to go above 190. The transmissions, that is absolutely the number one killer of all transmissions is heat.
The heat, yeah. So that's what I wanted to do. But man, I've been running the transmission for so long. You know, I got the Dakota Digital.
Yeah.
All that stuff is never accurate. I would like to get Marlon to hook up and see will it read the transmission temp from like HP tuners or something and give me that, because I'll be around the 200. I'll be around the 200.
So what a lot of people don't know is like the new body style Chevys, 02s, 03s, it's capable of looking at that trans temp. It actually is capable of it, but you have the guy that redoes the dashes, whatever, I don't know, the clusters, he can put it in and he can make it read it because it's already there. It's just that it doesn't read it.
Cause my digital dash, I can pull it up. It says trans temp, but I'll be around the 200.
And where they place that is different too. But yours is probably going off of that. Oh, where is it? There's a.
But I've always wanted to know what's a proper temp for the trans.
Right here. So that's what that is. That's a temp sensor. And your computer is actually reading this all the time. And that's how it knows when to go into lockup. It actually uses that. So that's probably what it's going off of. Okay. Which is actually still good because it's inside the pan. It's actually pretty kind of low in there. Okay. So it shouldn't be too far off. Okay.
But I ain't had no problem. I can say that. I got a Rocco transmission, man. But I'm gonna do, and I know far as cutting up and stuff like that, that's gonna heat it up. But I'm gonna see the next time I'm cruising, just doing regular driving. I don't think I never checked it then. I always check it when I'm cutting up. So it might have a little more heat on it then. Maybe, I don't know.
But yeah, I think they will actually lock up around, I think it's 140. I can't remember that part of it. But you'll notice every time, like when in the morning, you start to drive, and you're in fourth gear, and it's just not locked up, and then all of a sudden it'll lock up. And that's what it is. It is waiting for that temperature. And of course, any tuner can actually change it wherever he wants to put it.
Okay. Oh, lock up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has to wait for a certain, because it wants to be an operating temperature. It's like an engine. An engine should run at 212, 220, somewhere around that area. So the transmission is pretty much the same way. It wants to run in that area.
Okay. I got you. Good to know. Good to know.
Well, that's at 210 or 220.
Right.
I'll make sure we know. It needs to be in like the 170s and be, you know.
As far as the trans, yeah. I got you. Because of LS, you know, some people be getting scared, but LS is 10 because our Yukon, it runs at 210 regardless. I don't care how hot it is outside, running the AC. It don't never move. It don't never cool down. Don't never go past.
Yeah, 210 they figured out was the optimal for fuel efficiency and everything else. So that's pretty much why they made it right there.
Oh, okay. Hey man, y'all see it? We down here in Rocco's den, man. This is where it go down, man. I had to turn the music off. He was actually jamming, man, when I pulled up. And we had it going, but as soon as we started recording, I asked him to kill the music, man. You see, he got the sub up there. Hey, nice spot. Seemed like he, you know what I'm saying? This that area of the house, or the shop or whatever, that brings him peace. I can tell, man.
This is my safe place.
Yeah, I can tell, man. And like he said, this the breakdown table, you can tell looks different than the assembly table over here. Much cleaner. He said he slick got OCD. What do you call it? OCD?
OCD, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so he said you got to make sure everything clean. Like when that piece touched it, he said you got to make sure you clean that back up, man. But we ain't gonna hold y'all too long, man. This just the first video of more to come. Rocco, I finally shook his hand, see him in person. We chopped it up. So y'all get ready for the next videos, man. And y'all got any questions or any of y'all need a transmission?
Next time he gonna be working. He gonna be all dirty.
Hey, let's get it with my Rocco transmission shirt on, man. So y'all get ready, man. Any questions? Drop down in the comments or hit my my Instagram or my number. Just send me a text. My business number that I be having online, man. And you want to get into contact with them, we gonna do that, man. 78 Chevy Boy and Rocco, connect and never compete, man.
Yes, sir.
Keep it locked.
My seven, I'm keeping it my seven, I'm bouncing in my seven, I'm riding in